If you don't want to live like everyone else, broke, stressed, and stuck in an endless cycle, you have to focus on one thing: making your first $10,000. When I was 18, I had no money and no qualifications, but I had big dreams. I didn't think about making millions right away. Instead, I set myself a smaller, more attainable goal, making $10,000. Now, as a self-made millionaire, I can tell you that the first $10,000 was the hardest to make. But once I hit that mark, everything changed. It wasn't just about the money. It was about proving to myself that making money isn't about luck, it's a skill. Once I learned how to make $10,000, I knew I could do it again and again, and eventually scale it into real wealth. So, if I had to start from zero and make that first $10,000 all over again, this is exactly how I do it in 3 steps. Most people complicate this way more than they need to. They jump into crypto because their friend made money from it, or they try day trading because some guru promised it would make them rich. The problem is, both of these methods require huge upfront cash reserves and a lot of luck. These are side hustles and should never be considered your main source of income. Think of them as tools to multiply your money. When you're starting out, you need something that requires a small amount of money to get started and that constantly puts cash in your pocket every single day. If you strip away all the noise, there are only 4 real options. I've tried all of them, and believe me, the right choice is crucial. Some offer higher scalability, while others are more limited. Some generate quick cash, while others take more time to make money. Option 1 is selling in-person services. You've probably heard of these before: personal training, delivery driving, dog walking, nail designing, barbering, videography, and many more. While these services might sound basic, they are actually one of the fastest ways to make money. So, don't overlook them. They can pay you immediately. It's also cheap to get started. All you need are some skills and maybe a few tools, which means you can start quickly. If you choose this option, please don't waste time trying to build a website, run ads, or create a logo. Just get out there. Find customers in your local area, deliver the service, and get paid. I did this myself when I was younger. I used to walk around rich neighborhoods offering to wash people's cars. I'd look for well-kept gardens with dirty cars. It may sound strange, but I figured that if they were obsessed with keeping their garden neat, they'd probably want a clean, shiny car to match it. These services, though, are limited to your local area, meaning your demand can fluctuate. Some months would be busy, while others I struggled to make anything. On busy months, I was only able to work with one person at a time, which capped how much I could earn in a day. So, while in-person services are a great way to start, they can quickly feel limiting. That leads me to option 2. Local products. This involves selling things like home-baked goods, handmade items, artwork, fresh produce, and more. While this can be a fun way to make money, it doesn't happen overnight. Unlike services where you get paid as soon as the job's done, selling local products can take time. I gave this a try using some of the profits from my car washing business. I bought some cheap model airplane parts and spent time building them. Then I sold them to people at the RC Flying Club, which I attended on weekends. However, I quickly realized that I was putting in a lot of effort for a very little return. Most of my earnings were eaten up by the cost of materials, and my customer base was limited. There weren't enough people willing to pay the price that would make it worth my time. Selling local products can be fun, but it's a bit more difficult than providing services. That's when I moved on to option 3, global products. This includes starting a clothing brand, dropshipping, sneaker reselling, print-on-demand, and more. With global products, you gain access to a much larger customer base, which means more opportunities to make money. I was excited to launch my own global products, and I even flew to China to partner with a manufacturer to produce model airplanes to sell worldwide. Of course, you don't have to go that far if you choose dropshipping or print-on-demand, but that's what I did because it wasn't an option back when I started. Honestly, things started slow for me. because I had to keep reinvesting profits to keep products in stock. Every sale meant buying more inventory, so instead of pocketing the profits, my money was trapped in an endless cycle of restocking. Eventually, was it worth it? 100%. But you need to be patient. Takes 1, 2, 3 months for everything to really start working. Once it's running smoothly, it's probably the most passive way to make money, and it's pretty lazy once you get going. So, on to option 4. Selling online services. This wasn't even a possibility for me when I was younger, but nowadays it's such an advantage. There are so many different online services you can offer, from copywriting and video editing to thumbnail design and social media management. Selling online services combines the best aspects of in-person services and global products. With services, you can reach a global audience, but you keep the high profit margins of a service. With products, your margins are typically around 20 to 30%, and you have to reinvest. With services, you can keep 70 to 80% of the profit in your pocket, and you can start making money right away. If I wanted to make money as fast as possible, I'd go with option 4, selling online services. But first, you need to decide what service to offer. So, ask yourself 3 questions. What are you really good at? What do you enjoy learning about? And what problems do businesses struggle with consistently? The magic happens when you find the overlap in these answers. Most people get stuck here, spending months or even years trying to perfect their skill before offering it to anyone. That's totally backward. You need to get real-world experience as quickly as possible, so start by setting your prices under market rate. Your main goal here is to earn and learn simultaneously. Now, let's go one step further. This is the skill pyramid for key elements that, when mastered together, turn a high-income skill into a $10,000 income. Miss just one element, and you'll stay stuck at the bottom, working hard but never breaking through. Element 1 is positioning. Not all online services are created equal. The real money is in helping businesses make more money. That's because businesses think about money differently than individuals. When a business makes $50,000 a month, spending $2,000 to solve a problem isn't a big deal, as long as it brings in more money. Take it from me, businesses always have problems. They need more customers, better systems, more differentiation from competitors, and more sales conversions. These problems don't go away, and businesses will always pay to solve them. Some industries have more money to spend than others. So, think about how you can position yourself where the money's being made. Element 2 is leverage. You won't make $10,000 unless you can leverage value over time. Businesses don't pay for effort. They pay for results. If you stop charging by the hour and start charging based on the return on investment you provide, you'll instantly make more money. When businesses see your work as directly making them money, they'll happily pay you more for it. Element 3 is reach. One of the biggest mistakes people make is always chasing clients, but that's not how the game should be played. You need to think about how to make clients come to you. I remember reaching out to a graphic designer for a project, and his videos were gaining popularity on TikTok. I reached out, and even though he declined, his popularity grew, and soon his inbox was flooded with work requests. A few weeks later, he reached out to me asking how to get paid. This shows that you should always be putting your work out there online, even if you're just starting or doing something for fun. You never know what opportunities might come from it. Element 4 is automation. 95% of people fail before they even get started, and the reason is simple. They aren't reliable. They promise to deliver on time and then miss deadlines. Being good at what you do is important, but being reliable will make you money. To keep track of everything, use a CRM system. Automation tools like Odoo CRM will help you stay organized and never miss a deadline. At the end of the day, being reliable is what gets you paid again and again. So, if you're planning to make your first $10,000, consider this the blueprint that'll make it happen. Lastly, let's talk about investing. I don't care how much money you make, but until you see at least $1 million in your bank, don't waste it. Forget the supercars, the designer clothes, and the wild nights out. They don't matter unless you can turn your income into long-term wealth. Here's how you do it. Start investing. First, there's the high-interest savings account. It's not about making big returns. It's about having a buffer for when life throws unexpected expenses at you. Investment 2 is index funds. The S&P 500 is a great start. Over the past 10 years, it has returned over 10%, so even a small investment can add up over time. Investment 3 is individual stocks. They let you get hands-on experience with the market, and you can see direct results from specific companies. But be mindful, stocks are riskier. Investment 4 is cryptocurrency. When Bitcoin first came out, I didn't take it seriously, but over time, it turned out to be a solid investment. It's volatile and it carries risks, but dollar-cost averaging is a smart strategy. If you're interested in learning how to invest in everything I've talked about, I'll leave that video right up there. But don't click on it just yet. Make sure you subscribe so you can grow your wealth. See you over there.